So we were talking about the barefoot therapists, an
Yeah,
idea that I find very intriguing because, as you say, there aren't enough uh, trained professionals to do
right.
this work,
Absolutely.
and not enough that would be willing to go to some of these places that you're talking about. So you said you
Absolutely.
referred to them as barefoot therapists, and there was another term that I didn't quite catch.
The language we use for what we call them varies with the country and varies with the region. We call them barefoot therapists, supportive counselors, peer supporters, whatever you like. The point is, these are people who have good hearts, who want to help other people, who maybe have some experience with other people, maybe don't, who maybe have a little bit of education, who maybe don't, but who want to learn. And we have, since I started doing all of this in 1988, we've developed a program which we now call Pragmatic Empowerment Training. Now, if you look on our website, www.cwwpp.org, you'll see the outlines of it. And we're writing, at the moment, we're in the process of writing self-paced online courses. But we've been doing it for what, 30 years now?
Wow.
Yeah, what
And
it is.
I guess originally it must have been in person, and now you're migrating it to online.
We do both. We do a combination of both, online and on site. We do it in person. In person, it's a very dynamic technique. It's participant led. It's based on, for those of your listeners who know a little bit of psychology, it's based on Carl Rogers' participatory education.
Okay.
So we have a curriculum. The curriculum consists of an introduction to work with people, self-care, interpersonal and group communication, basic psychology and counseling with a concentration on trauma, nonviolent conflict transformation, civil society, integration, and human rights. But how shall I say this? The heart of it is not only in the content, it's in the technique. Because people decide themselves what order they take that in, and there's a lot more discussion and practice than there is lecture. So, and that leads to psychological supervision for people who are working with other people, but it also leads to therapy by another name, because in those groups, people can talk about just about anything. They gain trust within the PET groups, and so on. We started with people who were working with asylum seekers back in the Netherlands. And they were saying to us, hey, we're not getting education, we're not getting psychological supervision. Can you help? And so we kind of shut up and listened to them, and we developed the program. We didn't exist at that point, but I did. At that point, and when we got here, we found that it was very good for working with war victims. And it's very good for working with other people. It also has the advantage that you don't actually have to go there, that you create a snowball effect, a pyramid effect, that if you train some trainers, they in turn can go into their own communities and train other people, and they can work with other people. We're trying to get to the grassroots level. So go into villages, work with asylum seekers themselves, work with war victims themselves, and let them do the work further. And that works. We found that works very well.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in experiential education, and
absolutely.